Another day, another Legend Lost Sector guide. Today we are on the Bay of Drowned Wishes on the Dreaming City, and we're starting off with Hunter today. We're going Void. There is a Strand and Solar Surge, so if you prefer using that, that's fine. I just feel like Strand is very up close and personal with having to grapple to enemies, and Solar, not as close, but I just didn't have a great build like ready to go for this. I just went ahead and went with my Void build from yesterday. We're just going to have to hang back the entire time here. And I'll tell you right off the bat, don't even worry about the Legend solo flawless. It doesn't even matter. As always, going flawless in these Legends does not increase your drop chances. But you probably will die here quite a bit, and that's okay. You should have plenty of revives by the time we're done here. But you'll see the name of the game with this Lost Sector is hang back and deal with the Unstoppables. And that's about it. It's like there's really no way that you can speed it up that much because you have to wait for all the waves of Screebs to come at you. And usually that's triggered by killing this unstoppable abomination. Yeah, you do have kind of a lot to worry about here. Obviously the Screeb waves will instantly kill you if they blow up on you. You've got these slow fields everywhere that prevent you from running away from the Screebs. And then you have these mines that you'll see me shoot at every now and then. And those will one-shot you as well. So you kind of have a lot of stuff to worry about here, but as long as you're hanging back, you should be okay. This is the second unstoppable abomination. Thankfully, they won't spawn at the same time. You've got to kill one to get the other to spawn in. And I believe as long as the abomination is alive, more Screeb waves will just continuously go in. So make sure to take care of them. But this wave will spawn the first Overload champion, along with some other enemies here. And you'll see I'm using Vex Mythoclast. Yes, it's a rare weapon. Do you need it for this Lost Sector on Legend? Absolutely not. I'm using it because it's fun. You can use any solar... It doesn't even have to be a solar fusion rifle. You can use any fusion rifle as long as you have Unstoppable for that. It just makes it very easy. There's plenty of solar fusion rifles out there right now that are very easy to get, including the one from Season of the Witch that you can get. And you can actually stun those Unstoppables from very far away. Like one bullet has to hit them. So yeah, very easy to take care of them. But you'll see once we kill that Overload, we actually have to retreat because that's like the bait. It wants you to move forward and try and go ahead. But you'll have a Screeb wave in front of you and behind you, along with another Unstoppable abomination. So you got to be ready for that. We'll hang back here, take them all out. No problem at all. And if you do have Vex Mythoclast, I would recommend using it because it's great, but you can also do this charged shot, which does a little bit more damage. It's nothing too crazy. It's like 30,000, 36,000 per hit. But I'm saving my commemoration ammo because we'll have one more Overload champion to deal with here. But yeah, reminder, just you don't have to use the weapons that I'm using here. Nothing really matters that much. I hardly even pull out this Deliverance fusion rifle. It's just an extra layer of Unstoppable or just heavy damage output up close if I need it. But as I approach this next room here, I'm going to take out these mines that will be watching you. I missed one on my right there, but I'm kind of looking at it. You got to get far away because they have a pretty big blast radius. And in here, you'd think that you want to take out that Overload captain immediately, but you actually don't. You want to take out these guys first, because they will overwhelm you very quickly. They're going to jump up here and try and attack you, and a couple of them put together will actually kill you. But as long as the Overload chieftain here is alive, it will continuously spawn in those shield things, along with the arc, I don't know what the totems, I guess we would call them. So we want to take out that Overload at some point. Once we take out this entire wave of enemies, we'll get another wave that spawns in. No exploders here, we just have a bunch of Ravagers that will try and jump up again and kill you. So just hang back as far as you need to. You can go all the way back to the beginning of the Lost Sector. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you technically could to run away from everything. But this next wave here, I believe this is when the boss spawns in. Maybe one more wave, actually. No, there it is. So that is the chieftain. I'm going to go ahead and use my tether, do quite a bit of damage to it. And for some reason you couldn't see the health bar there, but I did have a few Ravagers try and come my way. No problem at all. and I should be able to take out everything here. And we will have some screebs on this final wave here. Once we get the boss to about 50% HP, we'll get another wave of enemies that spawn in. So be ready for those screebs. They will come up. They're going to try and chase you. But this boss really does not have a lot of health like most Lost Sector bosses. So we should have a safe path here to finish up this Lost Sector. And yeah, this is a long clear. We're at 5 minutes. So this does take a little bit longer. But we can move on to Warlock now. We're going with the exact same build as the last few days, as long as you've been following along. If you skipped ahead, welcome here. I'm going to walk you through this like you did not watch the last class on Hunter. So we're just using our standard Sunbracers build, nothing special here. I did switch up the weapons a little bit because we have different champions this time. So we're using Deliverance, Sunshot, and really any solar machine gun. It doesn't matter. There is a solar and strand burn today. Or sorry, solar and strand surge. So use any one of those and you should be okay to do quite a bit of damage here. But this whole entire Lost Sector is all about staying back, avoiding everything that's trying to kill you. We have quite a bit here. There are obviously this unstoppable abominations. We've got these slow fields right there to my left that you have to deal with. They're kind of everywhere. Tons of screebs that are trying to blow you up. If one of them blows up, you will die, which is why I said in the Hunter part, don't worry about going flawless. Obviously, you should never worry about going flawless on Legend unless you're trying to improve your game, which I guess that's a good thing. But here, you're going to die. There's just so much going on that you really shouldn't feel bad about a screeb death or something, because they will come behind you, in front of you, all directions. So just be mindful of that. But we are hanging back still. This is the second unstoppable abomination that has spawned in. And thankfully they won't spawn in at the same time. So that first one, we had to kill the first one and move forward a little bit to get the second one to spawn in. And you can see here how far away we can be with the fusion rifle to stun the unstoppables, which is great. Only like one burst has to hit it, one little pellet or whatever you want to call it. But we can hang right behind this rock and just continuously take them out. This is a very, very boring Lost Sector to watch because you literally just can't be up close. You can't do a traditional fun build that is all melee focused, getting up close and personal. You've just got to hang back and shoot everything from far away. So I'd say in terms of rating this Lost Sector for how good it is for farming, it's not the worst, but it really isn't the best because you've got so much happening and it can't be as fast as some of the other Lost Sectors that we've done over the past couple days. You can get those down to 3 minutes, 2 minutes if you're crazy, just to get tons of exotics. But you'll see I'm moving forward here. This wave will spawn in an overload champion, so we want to make sure we're mindful of that, along with other non-blowing up enemies, thankfully. But there will be a void sniper on the cliff off to the left, and he actually will do quite a bit of damage if you're not careful. So I'm not really too focused on him right now, but yeah, you can see he in 2 shots got me to red bar health right there. So if you can take him out, do it quickly, but this overload champion is just good to get out of the way as well. And then this final wave here, it tries to get you to go up. It's trying to bait you. You can push up a little bit, but be ready because you've got screebs right behind you that are going to push your way, as well as another unstoppable abomination. So you got to be mindful of that. And there they are. So they're spawning in now. I normally like to just run all the way back behind this wave before they spawn in, and they'll just funnel through this like beachside way right here. But this is the last unstoppable abomination that we have to deal with for here, which is nice, and he's kind of juking me out here. I think he, yeah, almost died right there. I actually did die quite a bit trying to get this guide out because, one, I'm tired. This is the 3rd video of the day, but also it's just very easy to die in here. And I probably could have taken advantage a little bit more of Sunbracers. I really just wasn't thinking too hard about it. I will, in the next encounter, I'm going to use them a lot more. But usually just using one bullet to take out a Screeb is all you need to take out all of them. So it's not like I was missing out on that much. It wouldn't save that much time. But here we have these mines that will blow you up. They'll kill you if you're within like 10 feet of them. So you want to make sure you hang back, clear out all of them on this upper level. Because what's going to happen is these Ravagers are going to try and slam down on those mines, blow up the mines, and you're going to die. So thankfully we got everything cleared out here. Using some Sun Bracers, we got one Overload Chieftain here, and this is the last champion of the whole Lost Sector, so not bad. And then that's going to spawn in another round of enemies here, and I'm going to definitely use my Sun Bracers here because we don't have any Screebs for this next part until the very end. You'll see I kind of planted one up here because they do jump up right there. So it kind of kills them as they jump. But this is the boss wave right here. One more round, so the boss is all the way in the back, if you can see him. And once we get the boss to around 50% HP, another final wave of enemies will spawn in, and there will be Screebs in there. So you want to be mindful of that. But we're just sitting back here. Probably could have used more Wells of Radiance throughout this entire Lost Sector here. It's not necessary. I like putting one out here for this final boss, which thankfully has a very low amount of health. But we'll hang back here until all the enemies are clear so we can make it to the chest at the end. And then that is it for Warlock. 6 minutes. That is a very long one. But let's move on to Titan. So we are actually rolling with the Molten Colossus build. I'll put a link up to the build right now, so you can go ahead and click on that if you want a detailed guide on this build. But it is your bonk awesome Syntheseps build, and we're not going to be utilizing the bonk too much here because everything is trying to blow us up every second. But Solar's good just for the healing, and there is a Solar Surge today. There's also Strand Surge, but Strand is even more punchy, I feel like, with the way you're grappling around. And so with the Solar Super, you can at least throw your hammers far away. And I missed almost every shot there. That was embarrassing. But the Hammer of Soul is nice because you can take out enemies from far away. Strand Super is just not good. And we want to be as safe as possible because everything in here is trying to kill us all the time. We've got, obviously, these unstoppable abominations. There are Screebs that are trying to kill us, lots of them. And then we have these slow fields that prevent us from running away from the Screebs. And finally, we have these mines that are kind of littered throughout this whole Lost Sector. And you got to be about 10 feet away from them, otherwise they will one-shot you. You'll see here, as we killed that last unstoppable abomination, the next one will spawn in as we move forward just a little bit here. Nothing that we can't handle. And you'll see I'm using Vex Mythoclast. I mentioned this in the Hunter portion, which I also used Vex Mythoclast. It's a fusion rifle. Obviously, it's going to work with Unstoppable. Do you have to have Vex Mythoclast to successfully complete this Lost Sector? Absolutely not. You can use any fusion rifle you want. Solar Fusion, Strand Fusion would be great because that matches the Surge. But if you watch my Warlock portion, I actually used just a regular fusion rifle, and from about this distance, you can stun the Unstoppable. So it's the range of Vex Mythoclast does not help at all. It's just fun to use. It's a good weapon. The auto fire is great. But you'll see here I am waiting for the next round to spawn in, and on the left up there, I threw a Hail Mary and ended up getting this kill, which is great. But yeah, you want to definitely take that sniper out as quickly as you can because the sniper does like overcharge damage or something. It will kill you very, very quickly if you're not careful. And this wave brings in an Overload Chieftain, and you'll see I kind of panicked there for a second, but that's what we have the healing grenade for. It's very helpful. And we'll hang back as far as we need to take out this Overload Chieftain here. And that's going to bring in another wave of Screebs. Once you complete this wave, you think, oh wow, I'm done with this. Must be the next section, but no. You have Screebs that spawn in front of you as well as behind you, so you want to run back behind this wave here and let everything kind of funnel to you from this beach area. One more unstoppable abomination. I'm trying to find him right now, and then I accidentally found a bunch of Screebs, but they blew up, so that's okay. But ideally, I would be on the opposite side towards the beginning right now, just letting everything come to me. I just couldn't find him for a second. But you don't want to get caught with this wall to your back, which is never good, otherwise you can't run away. This is the last enemy here, just this unstoppable abomination. You can see how easy it is to take it out. And then we can move into the next area, the boss room. And what I'm going to do to start this off is I am going to take out these mines. You'll see every single one of them blew up, but if you don't take them out, they kind of blend in with the environment, but these Ravagers are going to try and slam down there and blow up those mines, which will kill everything up there. And you don't want to be up there when that happens. So what I did here is I just stunned the Overload first, and then went down and just used my Hammer of Soul. No Screebs in these first couple waves here, so you don't have to worry about dying to something in close range. But now we're going to bust out the Syntheseps because there are no Screebs. We can build up our Roaring Flames to start getting tons of melee damage. You'll see I'm at ×3 Roaring Flames right now. And then this should be the boss wave here. And there's that boss. We'll see how fast we can take this guy out once we clear everything else out. You do want to be mindful. I was not very mindful. Screebs will spawn in once the boss hits 50% HP. And I almost got unlucky here, but thankfully I paid attention. So if you want to, you can get the boss to 50%, take out the Screebs, and then you'd be good from there. But that is it for Bay of Drowned Wishes. I will see you all in the Discord or in the next video.